Hi everyone, Jamie here. Thank you for watching today. So in this video we're going to be creating this gorgeous 5x7 card with this lovely topper on the front. Just remove the topper and then inside we've got the winged panel from Made to Surprise. Love the pattern papers on this, the big bold sentiment, have a fab day, and then the floral details stamped there on the panel. I think it's turned out beautifully. You've got the back to write your message, and the front is very plain because the card is to be displayed open, so it'll stand up unaided like so. So let's get into the video. Starting with the card base, I'm going to be using the Showstopper 3 winged pop-up Showstopper die. So the main plate cut this piece here, and I've gone over the score lines and I'll talk you through the folding guide shortly. But I'm going to be inserting this inside a 5x7 card blank. So I've cut a piece of 10x7 along the 10-inch side, score at 5, and that gives you your card base. This will then sit inside there like so. I've cut 2 additional panels, one for the front and one for the back. So I've got a piece of pattern paper for the front that measures 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and a piece of white cardstock to write my message in the same size, 4 3/4 by 6 3/4. And I've used the die then to cut the rest of the mats and layers. So let's start assembling them, and I'll talk you through the rest as we go. So I've got my card blank here. I'm just going to fold and burnish along the score line like so, and add the pattern paper on the front and the white panel on the back. Okay, set that to one side and we'll work on the panel that will sit inside. So you've got a score line right through the centre and then these score lines on the outer edges. So the 2 outer edges there are both valley folds. So I just like to go in and just fold that back on itself like so. These 2 score lines and these 2 score lines are both mountains, so just go in and push that down and just pinch that in place, and this score line then becomes a valley. Then the outer remaining score lines are also valleys, so just bend that back on itself. I just like to start them off so you've got a little bit of movement, and then you can push them into place by folding the card slowly down into its position and just burnish those score lines. So then when you open this back up, these top panels and bottom panels pop out and the inner panel stays in. So if I bring back in my card base, that will then attach inside the card base just like so. So you just add glue all along this section here and all along the other section. So I do one side at a time, butt that right up to the score line and then fold the other side over. I'm going to give that a bit of time to dry and work on the mats and layers, and then I'll attach that to the card base. So I've roughly placed down my mats and layers. You can see the sort of design. So I've got this lovely floral and striped pattern paper. Have a fab day, and these lovely flowers stamped on the outside of the card. And I'll just bring in my topper to show you what I've prepared, and then I'll talk you through the products that I've used. So I've got this gorgeous topper here in keeping with the rest of the design, and I've used the same stamps that I've used to heat emboss on vellum here for the decoration of that panel. So the pattern paper that I'm using is Sent with Love, and this is Craftstash & Co. and designed by Katie Skilton. I don't think this is available any longer. If it is, I will link it in the description box below. Have a Fab Day is from a Made to Surprise Sentiment A5 stamp set. The flowers are from Chloe's Creative Cards, and this is the Country Flower. And the foliage is from My Creative Life, the Autumn Wreath die set. So I'm just going to go ahead now and attach all my mats and layers ready to attach into my card panel, onto my card base I should say. So I'll come back to you once that's done. Okay, so mats and layers now attached, and we're going to add it into the card base. So as I said, add in glue all along this panel here. And just place that down, button it right up to that score line. So I like to close the card and then just push the panel against that edge, and then add glue to the remaining panel. And just fold that over. And there we go, we've got that pink card now peeking through on the inside, and it stands up like so. So I've got a white strip of cardstock that measures 1 1/4 by as long as you can get it really. So I like to place my belly band and my card in my scoreboard. You can pinch this around the edges if you wish. It's entirely up to you. Because I'm using 300 GSM, sometimes it can cause a bit of cracking. Just check that that fits. It slides up and down nicely. It's catching a little bit, so you can always just pop this back into your scoreboard and just add an extra score line in there. So I'm happy with that now, so I'm just going to fold this over, and you want it to sort of freely move up and down the card and not be too tight. So just be mindful of that when you're attaching both ends together. And then I'm just going to add some more glue just along the centre to place that down. So this has a lot of bulk, so I'm going to be giving this card by hand, but you could put it in a box envelope or a bouncy envelope. It's entirely up to you. So I think the finished card is lovely. I'm just going to slide the belly band off from the back because it's still dry in a moment. I'm just going to press that down and then open that up, and we've got this gorgeous paneling detail inside, and have a fab day. Stands up like so, as I said, and then fold this down, you've got the back to write your message. So I'll just show you that topper in more detail. I think the final card is gorgeous. Let me know what you think. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, please hit the like button, leave a comment, or consider subscribing to the channel. If you do subscribe, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future tutorials. All the products will be listed in the description box below. I hope you have a lovely crafty day. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.